Who the F did I raise? Age 9. So one thing that Mikey had become a master of was manipulating the situation, honey. Let me tell you something. Whenever he got in trouble for something, say he got in trouble for not eating dinner, and he wouldn't get dessert, or he ended up setting something else on fire, stealing something, messing up at school, running away, whatever the situation was that he was doing that day, because it wasn't like a weekly thing, it was a daily thing. Whatever he did that day, he would find a way to deflect from that to us having to take care of him in some way, some shape or form, right? So say he runs away, when the police find him, because they would find him, thank God for the police in our neighborhood, and he would tell them he was having SI, which are ideations to unalive himself. And they would have to contact the appropriate emergency services. Like, what if he did complete SI and we didn't do anything to make sure we took the appropriate steps? He knew this. He learned that whenever he made a comment like that, we had to get him checked out. Now, that's for the mental health hospital. He was either at the mental health hospital or he was always at the emergency room for kids. How did he end up there? Well, he would eat something he was allergic to. We had to lock up our peanut butter. So he would stop at the apartment complex's main office. They would have peanut butter cookies, chocolate chip cookies, and just different stuff. They were always doing something. It was a really nice complex. And he would steal a cookie, eat it, come home, and you'll start to see his eyes swell shut, his lips are swelling, he would get hives on his face, his throat would shut up, and sometimes he'll be like, I didn't eat anything. I would still have to administer the EpiPen because I knew he ate something, right? I was well aware. I knew this child. I birthed this child. I grew this child in my body. So one time we went to the hospital and he was just hell bent on trying to convince these doctors and nurses that he had not eaten or taken anything. Now, I would give him the EpiPen at home, but you still have to call emergency services within 15 minutes to make sure you get him into a hospital, because sometimes the EpiPen does not work long term. And he'll have another bout where the allergies would show back up and he can still go into anaphylaxis shock. So that's a tidbit for anybody who has anaphylaxis allergy. Please make sure you still go and get medical attention at the hospital, because they probably have to do an IV, give you Benadryl and some more of the epinephrine, right? Anyway, he would make sure he did something to harm himself to end up in a hospital. And what happens at the hospital? Oh, he gets babied, right? He gets taken care of. I would have to buy him food because he can't be there without eating, right? They would bring him juices. He would have access to video games. He would have access to different toys and different things that he enjoyed doing, because he knew that once he was in a hospital, their job is to cater to him. And he literally said one time, well, more than once, it became like a running joke for him, that the hospital was like his own personal staff. He said, yeah, I have a chef that takes the orders that I want. I have a nurse if I get sick. I have a maid to clean up my room, which he was talking about the staff person that would come in, like clean up the floors and stuff, the maintenance worker. He had his own therapist at his beck and call. He had teachers, his classmates. Everybody was there to serve him in his mind, and he acted that way. So yeah, one thing he would do, he would go from being in a position to where he was getting disciplined or in trouble to making sure he flipped the table around so that we had to take care of him physically and emotionally, because if he was saying that he had unaliving ideations, then we would have to drop everything and make sure he got the care that he wanted. It got so bad one time that the hospital was like, he can't come back here. He cannot. He needs to go to another place because he's not going to continue to use up our resources and stop kids from coming here that really need to come here. And that was the mental health hospital. Yeah, so you're going to see some pictures of Mikey in the hospital. Out my book, Picking Up the Pieces to 100 Broken Promises, where we discuss mental health, we discuss healing, we discuss using your personal beliefs to help you to get through, in addition to therapy and practical things that's tangible and doable, ways that we've navigated some of these troubled waters, right? What worked for us, what didn't, and what may work for you. Thanks for watching. Be safe.